Hello and welcome to a map review. We are going to be taking a new look at this map here, which is Frisian March version 2.7. This is a map we've looked at in the past, but this is the latest version. It's by a group called Fed Action Let's Play, and let's jump straight in. So we are going to kick off now. I'm pretty sure this is not a seasons capable map. I don't see any mention of seasons in the in the information. It does have, I'm trying to remember if it actually had chopped straw as well. It doesn't appear to note it in the instructions, but it may have actually been a chopped straw map. So we're just going to use the usual mods. We're not going to take on seasons in this case. And then let's load it up. So this new version 2.7, I think we last looked at this at maybe 2.3. Maybe it was quite a while ago. There's been quite a few changes since then. The latest version adds things like a brandy distillery. There's a new pallet variety called Obstler. New parts of grain. There's a few other bits and pieces as well being fixed across the actual farm. Let's just take a look at the logs. I don't see any errors, but there's lots of production. This map has tons of production, by the way. Just tons of production. Just going through there, it's just loads and loads. Okay, so that is error free. So let's just drop in. I just want to kind of enable flight mode for us to take a look around. We start off, so let's just have a look at the map. So this map is based on an area of sort of northern Germany, I believe. Northern German plains, essentially. So it's kind of flatland. We've got trenches, we've got windmills, we've got dikes and small forests across the map. There are 20 fields on this map, and we start with 3 of those fields. We start with field 1, 20 and 2. There are grassland on this field as well. As you can see, there's kind of grassland areas all over the field. There's 11 of these sort of grassland areas across the map. So we've looked at this map before. It's got a lot of stuff on it. So we're going to be sort of taking a look. Standard fruit types, and it is a multi-fruit map, so it has oats, rye and hops additional fruits on this map. So yeah, just to confirm, we own 2, 20 and 1 of the fields. In terms of sell points, we have a grand total of 14 sell points, and they do the normal fruit types, and then we have all our additional items. So we've got compost, we've got flour, we've got sugar, we've got bread, we've got beer, we've got pallets, we've got milk, butter. I'm not sure what that one is. We've got quark, yogurts, we've got paper, we've got cardboard boxes, we've got fruit, apples, pears, cherries, plums, we've got brandy, we've got potatoes, we've got chips, we've got crisps or potato chips, as Americans will call them. We've got fries or chips if you're English. It's got a little confusing. I'm not sure what these last 2 are. They look like alcohol of some kind. We've got washed potatoes, we've got meat. So we've got a whole raft of stuff. And in terms of no animals to start with, we have 1 million storage capacity on the farm. Of course, you can tip, but again, if you're using multiplayer, that's not necessarily a good idea. Let's take a look at the starting equipment. We start off with the dikes for our Series 7, a Fendt 900 Vario, a Rost Cell Mash, Rost Cell Mash, Torum 760. It's actually one I don't remember seeing before. We have a header, which is a 9-meter header for that combine. We have 2 trailers, HKD 302s from Agroliner. We have a Vogel Newt Terradisc 600 cultivator. We have an Amazon Crayon 200 plow. We have a Vardestad Rapid A600S. That is a direct seeder, so you don't need to cultivate with that seeder. We have a Brendel F2WS 4000 fertilizer spreader. We have a single 2400 kilo weight, and we have a pickup truck, and that is all. We are, let's see where we are. Okay, we are kind of at the farm. This is the nice farmhouse we've got. Nice light farmhouse. What am I standing on? Oh, car. We've got solar panels on the roof. This is the farmyard. Take a look around. I'm not remembering much about the last time we looked at this, so can't remember if this is very different or not. We've got our chicken coop here, and we've got our storage sheds. Nice big storage sheds. We've got a fuel tank there. Got a red light on it. I'm wondering why that is the case. Storage shed for our farm equipment. We've got our seeder over there. We've got a fertilizer, plow and cultivator. We've got our 2 tractors. We've got our trailers there. There's nothing in there. Our combine is in the shed over there in the distance. This is a nice big storage shed. We see this shed variant on Stevie's farms. We see it on quite a few places. Actually, it's a nice big shed. Got these nice wood sheds out here, and let's just see, where are we? Okay, we are kind of heading towards the pigs. The cows are over there. We'll actually head to the cows in a minute. As we're here, we'll do the pigs. So there we have some storage. Now, what have we got here? We have got a few things here. There is a tip point there. I'm guessing that is a storage for something. That is probably for what's coming in here. So these 2 items here side by side. So this one here takes manure and liquid manure and makes fertilizer for you, and I'm guessing that's the fertilizer storage at the back. This one takes fertilizer and grain and gives you seeds. And again, this is probably fertilizer storage around the back. Quite handy. So we're dropping our seeds there. Got some little houses around here. Looking good. Got some more storage sheds. Lots of storage on this map, by the way. And got our pig food mixer here. Standard thing, takes earth fruits, so basically root crops, so potatoes, sugar beet, soybeans, rapeseed oil, oilseed rape or canola, and sunflower seeds, and then cereals, and then basically gives you pig food. I'm guessing that's a pig food storage location. Got a nice little piggies, a little pig house, water trough here. Do you have a food trough someplace? Let's see if there's a food trough. The manure goes there, by the way. Let's see a food trough. Slurry's there. I'm guessing that basically we actually put food in here. Maybe. I don't know. And straw goes in here as well. I think everything for the food is in here. Doesn't appear to be a kind of point there. So that's the pigs. Fairly straightforward. We've got a little crop here as well. We have its wheat on the field, ready for us to harvest on day one, as it were. So over here we have our cows. We've got more storage sheds. We have a little sort of paddock area, a silage clamp next to the road. Trying to find here where we sort of do all our stuff with our cows. I'm guessing this is in here. So this is the back actually. So food trough here. Actually, it's all the food troughs. We've got grass here, TMR here. Somewhere it will be water. So there's a water trough somewhere. That pond. Not sure where the water trough is. I can't quite see it. Maybe I'll walk past it. There'll be a water trough around here somewhere. I literally cannot see it. I can't see for looking. Ah, here it is. Water trough there. So TMR and grass inside. Straw will be around here somewhere as well. And we're going to water. Typically you just drop the straw down. So that is that. We have our slurry and manure for the cows there. We have a silo over here. It's a nice big silo system. Tipping point for said silo is here. We have on the farm barn to sell straw and hay. We've got seeds and fertilizer there. Just checking around here, see if we've got anything. Nope, doesn't appear to be anything there that we need. The pickup point for the silos is there. So that's the kind of silo arrangement on the farm, and that's kind of the main farmyard. The sheep are not on the farm. The sheep are elsewhere. If memory serves, they're kind of a bit. They're over here. So let's take a look around. Let's start up here. Obst farm, as it were. So the Obst farm is a orchard. We have a number of things here. We have this one is apples. Then we have pears, and then we have cherries and plums. Quite a complex arrangement here. We have so you drop off cartons and pallets here, water and compost. I think it's compost. Quite a few things. Then we have our pallet handlers to do the output over here. Each of these has the same arrangement: water, compost, and so on. Strange, funnily enough, these are actually kind of the models that quite often get used for orchards and the like on various maps, and they do get reused quite a few times. I think the apple orchards, we checked out one map a few days ago that used the apples. We actually use the cherries and the apples from here on our Cherry Hills map that we altered and added. We have a gas station close by. There's a little bit of forestry behind this as well, and that's close next to the orchard. This is a sell point for fuel as well. Let's head here. Get rid handle. It's essentially a sell point. Normal stuff. Drop off and sell. This is next door to the composter. Standard compost master. Minus diesel. Doesn't require diesel, I think. It doesn't look like it's got a diesel trigger anyway. Let's just check it out. Nope, just takes waste, generates compost. This is kind of just a little lot by itself. It does have a silo trigger. It's around the back of this. We're right next to sugar beet field, so the trigger is back at the back here. It's kind of an awkward position actually if you've got this farm. I think, yeah, I actually think that's kind of an awkward position, but anyway, it's fine. Next off, we have the Brennery, which is now I'm trying to think. This is going to be grain, so I think that's barley or something like that. Definitely water. Cartons, pallets, sugar, and Obst pallets. I think that's fruit pallets. This then produces for us pallets of Obstler, which I think is like fruit brandy or something. So it's taking fruit, it's taking sugar, it's taking cartons, it's taking all kinds of stuff, and it's basically just, you know, producing a liquor essentially. This one over here is taking something slightly different. Sugar, cartons, and pallets. Again, taking water. And what else? This one takes cereals. So this is the one that's taking in the grain there. And that is producing part corn. Not sure what that one is. Maybe, hold on. When we were looking at this earlier, Obstler is the liquor. This one, pallet corn. Maybe it's a grain liquor, probably something like vodka or whatever, that's made of grain distillate, essentially. That's basically what this one is doing. Essentially, I have a do-it-yourself gin kit, for instance, that I bought this week, and basically that the base of that is a grain distillate. So essentially, what that is. Okay. We have the stadium next. The stadium is a sale point, I believe. Not sure what it's taking. Warren Attail, which I'm wondering what that's taking. So that's a sale point. Stadium. It takes chips and crisps, if you're English, meat as well. Okay, this is a sell point. You just drop stuff off here and you sell it. Okay, cool. Next up, the BGA Nord. This is the BGA. Now, I do remember last time we were here, in the last version, the spawn point for the BGA was just there, and basically you ended up getting stuck. Basically, it's a below ground tip point. Awesome. So you tip there. You pick up the digestate somewhere. I can't remember where it is. Got some nice big silage clamps as well, and I just hold on. Is this it? No, that's a little compressor thing. Somewhere on this lot there is a trigger for the digestate, and I just cannot see it for the life of me. Maybe it's around this corner. Maybe not. So there is a digestate trigger somewhere around here, probably. I just can't see it at the moment. But essentially, it's a BGA sale point. Standard sort of stuff. Supermarket Lidl. Here we are. This is the Lidl supermarket. It is a sale point. You drop various things off, goods here. Lots of goods, essentially. It's a supermarket, so the supermarkets are taking a lot of things, and a lot of the production items. So we've got beer, we've got the milk, and so on. So that's taking a lot of the production items and selling those. Actually, we want this. Oops, too far. Supermarket Adika. Same sort of deal. That's a European supermarket chain, just like Lidl, and sell point there. Next stop, we'll hit the Sugar Fabrique. Actually, no, let's hit Sugar Fabrique. Or Zucker Fabrique. It's basically the sugar factory. It's a sell point for. Well, it's not. It's actually a production line. So we water and sugar. Gives you sugar pallets. I'm guessing that means sugar beet, not sugar. The sugar beet will be dropped in here, and you'll drop water somewhere, and somewhere there'll be a pallet handler, probably around the front. They usually stick it on these things. This model's used a lot for sugar factories. Yes, there's the sugar pallet. So yeah, then we have Hafen. It's a sale point, standard sale point. It's actually by what was essentially a little dockyard, basically a drop off point, and there's a little boat here waiting for stuff. Zell, not sure what that says. My German not good, or sorry, non-existent. However, I think this is the paper factory. Has, memory serves, you drop off empty pallets here. You drop off essentially wood chips in here, and there is somewhere a pallet handler. I think it's actually around the back, if memory serves. So this map has a lot of production on it, and it actually has some really well done production. So it's some useful things. So that's just paper, and this does your cartons. So these are this is the paper factory. This is kind of actually how on my Cherry Hills map, my paper products factory is kind of modeled on this idea, basically. It takes water as well, by the way. Just here. It's actually the controlling thing. Oh, it's over here. Next up is Pallet Lager. This is actually, this is basically the inspiration for my central distribution on Cherry Hills. This is a massive storage location. This map generates a huge amount of pallets, and when you play multiplayer, pallets basically lag the server, and you've got lots of parts on the server. The idea is here, you bring the pallets to this location and it stores them. What you have is essentially a rows of spawn points for pallets here. As you can see, lots of them. Okay, and there's a bunch over here as well. What you do is you bring your pallets into these buildings, and it will fill up with pallets. Essentially, you drop them off in here, and essentially what happens is essentially it fills up and it stores them for you, and then you can just essentially pop out at the locations. Really cool idea, and this is essentially how I kind of I use this as the kind of inspiration really for my central distribution plot on Cherry Hills, and you know, this is the thing. Okay, let's nip over to Wassencroft. What is this? So it's a sell point. Is it a sell point? It's production. Not quite sure what this is. Kind of has, we have a drop off thing here. There's definitely nothing opening up. I am not sure what this is. Let's have a look, try and look around the back, see if there's anything around the back that could give us a clue. Wow, those cars are going quick. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. Let's have a quick check on here. It's not there. Unless this is basically water. Wasser is water. Maybe it's a water sale point. Bahnhof is station. There's a drop-off point here. It's a sale point. I'm guessing this is essentially a centralized sale point. What I can just see over in the distance there is the Castor Food Inc. So this is the butcher's location. Now this has been changed quite a bit actually. It takes empty pallets, and they've kind of used the same Castor Food Inc. model, and it's doing the same output, but it's not a silo trigger, it's a pallet trigger. We're dropping cartons and pallets off, and it's basically producing our meat for us, meat and sausage, and then we do the drop off of the animals here. We have the Mel fabric, which is basically, if memory serves, flour. So this is the flour mill. Now, I'm puzzled. We've got multiple types of barley flour pallet, rye flour pallet. I'm guessing this is all the same kind of flour pallet. Wheat flour pallet. So essentially, you drop off 3 different types of grain, and you can get 3 different types of flour out, and they're all dropped off on this side here. Next is the bakery. So this guy, that's our output there. Our inputs kind of come from here. The bakery is, let's just see what I think we just produced bread here. There's nothing else produced. Okay, we can't get up there just by jumping. We've got to do the steps. That's so annoying. It's so high. Yeah, water flour gives you bread pallets. Water and flour go over there. Quite a big lot, by the way, on this farm, on this map. It's quite a big lot, and there's a lot of, essentially, not wasted space, but a lot of space used. We're going to hit the molkery next, which is essentially the dairy. We have a milk sale trigger somewhere here, and we also have a production line. So we drop milk off, we drop water off, we drop paper and carton and pallets, and we will get out somewhere. I can't remember if this is actually backwards or not. So we've got another milk trigger here as well. That's the milk cell trigger. Where has they put it? Where have they put it? This is a production line. I'm trying to see where the actual output comes. Oh, in here. It is in here. Okay, so all the outputs come in this room here. We've got quite a lot here. So empty pallets, water, milk, and paper. You get parts of quark, yogurt, milk, cream, and butter. So quite a few things here. The guys that do this map have actually been quite cool. They've actually got a lot of their own boxes. So for instance, that yogurt box there. They've done, let's see, we've done, what's this one? This is the spice quark, whatever that is. I'm not sure what that is. Not sure what that one is either. That one is milk. This is our butter. And so we've got the pallets again. Lots of you can essentially this can produce a lot of pallets. So that's the Mulkery. Very busy little place. Let's hit the brewery next. So this brewery is quite complex, if memory serves. So the way this brewery works is it can produce two types of beer: beer in kegs, beer in pallets. Bottles. So there are two sets of triggers for everything. So this is a water trigger, and this one produces kegs of beer. This is the water trigger that produces boxes of beer. Around the back here, sorry, this is the output location, by the way, for the kegs of beer. Around the back here, we've got a line of grain drop-offs. We've got hops. I think this is barley or wheat, and then that's either wheat or barley, whichever. So actually no, it's barley or wheat. And effectively your hops get dropped here. You've got two triggers, one for each of the type, likewise here, and essentially those are the kind of raw materials. Then over here, this is the spawn point for the bottles of beer. And then here we've got our pallets. Empty parts get dropped off here. Two triggers, one for each of the types. And effectively, that kind of does our stuff. This is our triggers. So hops, water, barley, and empty parts. And then you effectively get a pallet of beer, bottles of beer, or pallet of kegs of beer. Kind of complex, two lots of triggers. It's a little bit, I say a little bit messy, but it's just the way, unfortunately, the fabric script works. You can't have optional things and so on. So we've got here another location. This one, okay, we give it empty pallets, pallets of cartons, and essentially rape or sunflowers. And effectively you get a couple of things out. You get fuel, compost, pallets of oil, and that's all. So we get, that's the drop-off location. This is probably the oil. These are going to be essentially the pallets of oil. So we essentially make pallets of oil, weirdly enough. And that's it. That's kind of cool and a bit different. Let's hit this. This is a sage work. This is the standard sawmill model. It's basically a wood sail point and a wood chip sail point. It's the basics for farming sim. We are next to a little bit of woodland as well, as you can see. Next stop is the Heinz Kraftwerks. Essentially, we have a wood chip burner here. We also have these. Now, these are potato washers. Effectively, you give them diesel potatoes and water, and it gives you washed potatoes. This one, I think, is the same. Yeah, gives you pallets of washed potatoes. Essentially, these are going to be raw materials for whatever's making chips and crisps and stuff. We have some more storage here, lots of parts and stuff. Oh, this is oil pallets. So let's check out over here. Yes, so we need pallets of oil, pallets of cartons, pallets of empty pallets, and washed potatoes, and you get parts of potato chips in a bag, parts of chips, and parts of potatoes. So that's what we get from here, and that's the sort of factory down here. Standard BGA next, above ground BGA, Silo King, silo, silage clamps, digestate. Standard fare for a farming sim farm. We have the, I can't pronounce that, but what this is, memory serves, is something to do with slurry. Memory serves. Yeah, liquid manure, and it gets you compost and water out. Lots of things that make compost on this map, strangely enough. So it's a liquid manure splitter. Next up, we have this guy here. This is a sage work, essentially. Lumber mill, fuel and logs, and you get wood chips and board pallets out. This is going to be a major production item because this is going to be part of this. It's part of a kind of cluster. Those board pallets, we've got wood chip creation here. Hold on, this actually does a little bit more. Let's see, logs and wood chips come out of this guy. Got 2 silo triggers, strangely enough. Or is that just a visual thing? That's just a visual thing. So this guy, we give it board pallets, and it gives you empty pallets. Those empty pallets are used all over the place on this map. You literally need loads of them. Almost every piece of production needs this. This is going to be a very busy place on this map. I don't think there's anything else in this little lot. Bit of placeable space here as well, by the way, so you can actually sort of put stuff down. The depot here is a sale point. Straightforward enough. Drop off sale point. Pallet and Verkoff. This I think is a wool sell trigger. Yeah, selling point for wool. Basically, that's what we have here. We have our animal dealer. Straightforward enough. Standard Gold Crest model for an animal dealer, but this is essentially come here and buy your animals. Now we have our sheep pasture. I don't think we've come to the sheep pasture, but there we are. This has a part handler for the wool. So the wool pallets pop out and roll across here. We have a hop field here, by the way. This is hops. This is the model that the guys have used for the hops. Looks pretty cool, actually. It's weird that you actually harvest that with a standard combine. It just doesn't look right. Here's some of the ditches, by the way, around some of the fields. They could be interesting and fun. Falling in there with a combine, could be interesting. Footer fabric is pig food fabrication, I think. No, hold on, this isn't pig food fabrication because we've got a pig food mixer. This is, yes, this is TMR mixer, essentially straw sized grass, and you get forage. So essentially makes your TMR. So whereas they're using the pig food mixer that Farmer Andy did, I think, elsewhere they're using a completely different setup for the TMR. Across the road we have a sale point, standard drop-off sale point, in the kind of the model of, which one is this one? The Frisian March, and that is that. I think we've pretty much covered all the major points apart from the shop and this one here, gas station in the middle. Basic gas station, nothing really to report here other than it's a gas station. The shop is fairly straightforward. We've got a nice big lot for the vehicles, and that is that. So let's just quickly get in the air, have a look around. This is an interesting map for a couple of reasons. So it's got a lot of production on it, a huge amount. You're never short of stuff to do, and a lot of the production is interlinked. Second thing, I remember when I first reviewed this map, driving around in a Land Rover and getting way completely screwed by some of these dikes. So this version of the map has dikes on it, so essentially the little ditches and so on. Now, I do recall the guys that produced this, on some versions they did them without the ditches. I don't know if this version 2.7, has a counter version without the ditches. So it may be that they're still maintaining the two versions. If they are, there is a version with ditches, without ditches. The ditches add a challenging aspect. Although the fields are nice and square and it's all very flat, mostly, the ditches add an element of you've got to be really careful in this field. So if you take a look at this field here, what you're looking at is a square field that looks relatively straightforward to manage. However, it is essentially an island. It is surrounded by water. The only way onto it is those little bridges that are sort of set on the field. And at that point, you need to then sort of manage your harvest or whatever around that. So you've got to have headlands. You effectively are kind of boxed in, so it will make life rather challenging in some aspects. And in fact, I think that's actually a field that we own. That is actually a field around. That's field 2. So that's one of the fields you kind of start with. And we effectively have to basically work around this kind of island, in essence. So this is going to be challenging. This map with the ditches and the dikes, it's going to be challenging because effectively you've got to work around this kind of ditch. You're going to end up in that water, and effectively, it's going to screw you up. But it's got a nice map, a lot of stuff to do. There's forestry on here. The only thing I would actually be worried about, if you were running this map for a long period of time, is running out of trees. Because you need pallets, so many pallets. And I don't know if there's enough trees on here. But it's a really nice map. Let's just drop into a tractor a minute. Bring up courseplay. This is, it's fairly simple. We've only got 3 fields. First field 1, is 7.83 hectares. Field 2 is 10.01, and field 20 is 2.1. So that's these 3 fields. If you want to buy field 15, it's going to cost you 2.1 million for 9 hectares. So it's a lot of money for a not huge field. If you want field 19, which is also close to the farm, that one is 3.3 million for a 13 hectare field. So the land pricing is high on this farm. So the land pricing is really high. So it's going to be important to get your money stream in so you can buy these things. If you want to expand the farm past the 3 fields, you're going to need to make a lot of money. Field 14 as another example. Again, it's 2.1 million. It's 9 hectares. It's it's serious money for some of these fields. So with that, I'm going to sort of get outside and sort of leave us with the view of the valley, as it were. I don't know if this map is seasons compatible. It may be. Depends on how much additional stuff they've done to like snow mask and stuff, but I don't think there's no mention of seasons compatibility in this map, so I assume that it isn't. So with that, thank you all for watching. I hope this has been useful for you, this review. This is a great little map, a lot of production on this map. It's a really good map for multiplayer, I feel, because there's a lot of stuff, a lot of things to do for all the people that might play. It's a nice map, and it's been growing a while. It gets regular updates as well. We've reviewed this map previously on version 2.3, I think it was, or something around there. This is 2.7. So yeah, if you found this map review useful, please hit the like button. If you want to see more map reviews that we do, then please subscribe to the channel. We also have our Let's Play series, Cherry Hills, Cessna's Farm, which is new, and everything else that we do. So subscribe to the channel for that. So with that all, thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and see you guys next time.